Welcome to What the Health? The podcast where real people from all walks of life share their insights, struggles, successes and breakthroughs in health, fitness and life in general. This isn't just about workouts and diets, it's about building a stronger, healthier future in every part of your life whilst having a laugh in the process.
Welcome to the episode, What the Health Do You Do With Your Time? So today we're going to speak with Damo Richer and Tracy Richer, a wonderful couple with two teenage children called India and Charlie. Damien works in a highly stressful job within the police and Tracy works as a business owner. She owns the Waffle Shack. So we're going to speak to them just to discuss how they prioritise their time to make time for themselves as a family and to look after their health and well-being. So whatever you want to achieve is only achieved by what you decide to do now. So time, what you do now will equal results in the long run. Okay, straightforward. What do you need and want to prioritise? So have a little think about that. What do you need to prioritise in your life to be happier, to be healthier? What do you want to do to be happier and healthier? Do you make that time to do those things? If not, maybe you need to think about those sort of things of how to make better time to do the things that you want. It's going to benefit you. So are you sacrificing or embracing the time that you have? So think about your daily schedule, what you do in the week. Are you sacrificing a lot of that time and doing things that doesn't really fulfill you? Or are you embracing that time that you are investing that does fulfill you? Okay, so you've got to invest your time wisely to do things that makes you happy, that gives you some kind of purpose and optimize the quality of your life. Okay, so let's go in here and speak with Damien and Tracy.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Richer. How are you both?
Very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
Good. Yeah, well, good. Thank you. Thank you for giving us your time for the first official episode. See what I've done there?
I do. Nice. You're 20 minutes late, by the way.
All right, I'm trying. This is the first episode where we're getting through it. Yeah, thanks for being the first ones on the pod. So the subject and topic we'll talk about is time. So obviously I've ran a gym for a while. I've been a personal trainer for many years, and the biggest excuse for a lot of people I hear is time. They'll say whether it's work, that's still the same excuse in my eyes. It's just not making the time elsewhere. So obviously for yourselves, this will be great for you to tell the listeners a bit about yourselves, because you've got two children, you're working in the police department, and you've got to run your own business. So yeah, your life isn't exactly quiet. So we can have a bit of an insight to your secrets and your struggles, and yeah, any advice for the listeners in terms of like how you organise your time well. So first thing, tell us just a quick little bit about yourselves, not too long, please.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so obviously I've got the Waffle Shack down at Beach Street, which I've had that for 4.5 years, and I think I've been a member at Superhero for at least 5, so it must have been just before. But obviously, so the children are now 15 and 13. So when I started the gym, they were obviously a lot younger than that. They were 10 and 8, I think it was. So still young children, and that was definitely like a worry. Oh, how would I fit in everything? I've got 2 children, running a business. But obviously, personally, I feel that making time for the gym is really important for my mental health, for time for me, away from the children, away from the husband, away from business, just time to have for myself, some space, time. But I think it's just, I mean, for all parents and anyone that's got business, you obviously just juggle everything, and that's the hardest thing. However, you have to decide what your priorities are, and to be able to run a business, I need to have good mental health, and I also need to be a strong person. My business actually involves a lot of physical work, lifting, moving things around, deliveries, all that sort of thing. So, in fact, India said to me yesterday, because I had to carry 6 massive bottles of milk in bags, and she said, "Oh, you got your farmer's carry in?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "I can't even pick it up." But being a strong person is beneficial to being a parent and to running my business. But yeah, it's the most important thing. And I do think that it is a good excuse to say, "Oh, I haven't got time because I've got children and I've got a job." However, it's easy to fit exercise into your routine, and it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned about prioritising. So I know we're talking about time, but that's the key. We've all got the same amount of time in the day, so that's what we
Yeah.
prioritise. But yeah, you covered a lot there, so thanks very much. And that's all the time we've got for now. Now, sorry, on to Damo. Tell us a little
Yeah,
bit
I
about
think
yourself, Damo.
I never like to correct my wife, but I think she's been a member longer than 5 years, because 5 years goes back to COVID. I reckon you've been a member since 2017.
Yeah, I think we're now 2025, so you'll be I reckon you started about 2018. I reckon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
18.
All right.
So Tracy became a member first, and like you say, I work for the police, so I work shifts, and at the time I was just going to the gym, which is free for us at the local police station, but I just didn't feel motivated. So I'd go there and I might have I don't know, a Joe Wicks, 5 exercises to do, but I was in the gym on my own. It just didn't feel right, and I decided to jump on board, see what superhero was all about. At the time, Tracy was going to the classes, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. Remember being really nervous when I first got there, but was welcomed in. And what I loved about superhero was like it's just all different abilities in the same class. It's not anything macho, which you sometimes sort of think when it comes to gyms, and even lots of grunting and that sort of thing. The classes were ideal for me because it meant, like Tracy said, I could just turn up. I didn't have to think, and it was all prepared for me. So it's one less thing for me to have to worry about, apart from getting myself there. And yeah, for me, like Tracy says, the gym for me has become a priority. Um, it does help my mental health, definitely. I did have a little bit of a struggle a few years ago, when work got on top of me, and I think with the gym, I think it's almost like a bug. It's almost like a drug, and they say it's good, isn't it, for your endorphins to be released, and that helps your mental health and makes you feel
Yeah,
good. Um,
yeah,
so when I was working shifts, 3-week work pattern, there's one particular week I could go every morning at 9:30 every day.
hmm
But yeah, the great thing is the classes are all different times, spaced out. It used to be a 9 o'clock start. You changed that, didn't you? Because 9:30 was, I think, just better for people that had kids that were dropping them off
yeah,
at school.
yeah,
So it was good. But yeah, I make sure I try and get there 4 times a week if I can.
yeah.
And I actually now don't work shifts. I work Monday to Friday. That's only recent, 8 till 4. So that's the first time I've done that for like 18 years. Sort of work 8 till 4, Monday to Friday. And I remember saying in my interview that I needed to make sure it worked with me in the gym, because
That's good.
that's how important it is to me.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think that should
so
be the case with everyone. They just need to prioritise their health. And you mentioned about obviously increasing your endorphins and boosting your moods. That's what's so important, because if you didn't make time for the gym, then I'm sure your mood will be affected in a more negative way. Because when you train, your endorphins and your dopamine increases. You lower your stress because of you reduce your cortisone levels. So if you didn't train, how would you think your lives would be looking if you didn't go
I
to the
think
gym?
because we said before, we are so busy with the business, work, children. I mean, the children are now older, so there's not that thing of we have to be there so much for them, but they're now teenagers, so they have different demands, emotional demands. I think our lives would be, I think we probably would have been bogged down in a lot of mental health issues. Not being too deep about it all, but I honestly do believe the gym has helped with that, because when you've got stressful jobs, you take on so much. If you've got no release, yeah, there's no release there. There's nothing else to focus on. I think we'd be in a very different situation to we are now if we weren't doing the gym.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, same with me. Like, I'm obviously a business owner, and obviously own the gyms I'm at the gym most, but you might think it's quite easy just because I own a gym, then it's because you're there, it's easy to work out, but it's not because you've got a lot of responsibilities and you've got to dedicate that time. So
Yeah.
that training does help with that mental clarity. It builds up mental resilience and it makes me more productive in my work. So if I'm struggling or overwhelmed with my work in the gym, then I'll have a little quick workout and then or go for a walk, and it'll just make me a bit more clearer, have a bit more clarity, and then I'm a lot more productive within just after my training. So I'm sure that's the same with both of you as well, like with your training.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm somebody, I think you're probably similarly, you take a lot on board and have a lot of things going on. So I constantly have like this to-do list that's in my head. Um, and I have to write things down as well, because I think sometimes I get so worried I'm going to forget things. But actually that hour at the gym makes that go. So then like my brain is empty for that hour, hopefully. And I won't, I make a real conscious effort not to like go on my phone. Like, so I won't have, I mean, you probably want to promote it, but I won't have that app on my phone, because I don't want to be distracted, because I know if I went on the app to put my weights on for the class, I would see messages for work or something to do with social media, and I couldn't stop myself looking at my phone. So it just gives me that hour where my brain is cleared down. It's like it's just shut down and I've just got to be told what to do. I mean, that's why you have to tell me 75,000 times what an exercise might be, because I won't retain that information.
It's good you say that though, because you not using the app to put your weights on and stuff is your personal choice because it works well for you.
Yeah.
Even if you thought it might upset me, it doesn't obviously. But
No.
they're decisions to make, not just in the gym, like outside the gym as well. Sometimes you got to do things like say no to some people, just
Yes,
prioritize your time and do
thing.
things that works best for you. Because if you're not working as well as you possibly can, then you're not going to be there for other people as well. So you've got to make decisions that makes you function better, so that you can function better to help other people. So
Yeah.
I can understand that, even though you're upsetting me by not using the app, but that's fine.
But you were always like a 6:30 gym girl, weren't you? Because you like to get it out of the way,
Yeah,
and that sets you up for the day, doesn't it?
yeah, but that's another thing, is like the flexibility that the gym provides, because I haven't been working maybe the days that I was before, of just like, because life changes, like children have got older, I'm not doing quite the amount of hours on the shop floor as such that I was before. So now I was still doing the same thing. I was still going to the 6:30 classes, and then I thought to myself, I don't know why I'm doing that, because actually I'm quite tired, so I need to have some better sleep quality. So I've switched up my classes, but then also that's been good for me, because I'm doing classes with different people,
Yeah.
different other people in the classes, different trainers. So then that's good for me as well, because I think you need that. Like, it's good to have routine, is really important for exercise. You have to build it into what works for you in your routine. However, you do need to shake it up a bit sometimes as well.
Yeah, that's great that you mentioned that as well. Like, helps with your motivation, just keeps you on your toes. Obviously, more meeting, engaging, interacting with new people that you not come across is always building new relationships. That's a good thing, and it's good that you said, like, obviously your circumstances have changed, and that's quite a common thing with a lot of people, especially with parents and school holidays, because obviously when they're not at school, things change. So you recognising that you could prioritise a bit more sleep and having a bit more laying in the mornings, but you still got your training in later in the morning.
Yeah.
So obviously you're still prioritising your training, but then you're prioritising your sleep a little bit more as well. So that's you recognise that, and that's great that you're adapting to your changes or what you can,
Yeah, I mean,
making the
things
best use
change
of
in
it.
your life, maybe like things like jobs, but also won't go into my favorite subject, as India says, but the time for me, the age that I'm getting into, and there's changes going on in my body and stuff, so I need to think about other things that are important to me, and my sleep patterns have been massively affected in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely something, but also because the children are now older, and they have both really got into the gym. And that, I do believe that's because we're mirroring, they're seeing what we do and the good good work that we do. So they're both coming now. And obviously India's started to do the classes with me. So that's another reason I've adapted and done some of the later classes, because she wants to come and I'm thinking, well, that's great. I'd love her to come with me. So yeah, she's loving it.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
Yeah.
She's 15 and yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Like I say, you're the role models, and they'll learn more from what they see from their parents rather than, well, obviously, I'm not saying they don't listen to you, but they're more likely to
They don't.
they're more likely to do what they see you do rather than listen to you,
Yeah.
especially that sort of age. We've all been there. So,
Oh,
but yeah,
definitely.
what would you say your biggest struggles are at the moment to like make time, or do you have any obstacles that are more challenging than others in terms of like
I'm
what?
lucky. Yeah, no, I'm lucky now because my job's changed and it's 8 till 4. I can be flexible, so as long as I do my 8 hours, I can fit the gym in, so I can make it work at 6:30, or I can make it at 5:30. On a Monday, if I'm busy, I'll actually just book onto the 7:30 class, the engine with Dan, and I'll just stay at work, so they get a few extra hours out of me. And because I find that if I was to come home straight from work and have that delay to the 7:30 class, I probably wouldn't go because there'll be other things going on.
Yeah,
It does mean we have a later dinner on a Monday, which I don't particularly like, but again, it just shows that where the gym fits in priorities, it's right up there. I'm quite lucky now that Charlie's decided he wants to move football team, so I've been a coach on a Saturday morning for the last 8 seasons for Felixstowe Walton as my son's progressed, but he's now left that team, which means I now get my Saturdays back because I don't have to be there to set the pitch up or anything. So like yesterday, I was able to go to the gym, and I don't usually go to the gyms at the weekends.
Yeah, it was a
So
nice surprise seeing you yesterday.
yeah, I wouldn't have gone if I'd known it was going to be that much running. My right leg doesn't like running, but no, actually, it was fine, to be fair. I think he might have overlapped me once, but we went too much on that.
Just one.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's in my old job. If a job came in, I'd have to stay late if I was dealing with it, which sometimes meant missing the 5:30 lesson.
Yeah.
Which was a real pain, but now that's changed. So yeah, it's a lot easier for me.
I think what you said is right. Is how you prioritize it, isn't it? If you prioritize it, then you're going to make time for it because you're going to adapt to that. But yeah, obviously there are outside influences. I don't think we've got too many barriers really at the moment to us going. I think because the children are older and they are coming and they don't need us there so much, that we've probably got more flexibility than we ever have. But when I first started, for definite, I had to think about children. I wouldn't have left them in the morning to get ready to go to school on their own because they wouldn't go because they're younger. But obviously now they're teenagers.
And we used to do it. So Tracy went to the 6:30 gym,
that's true.
came back for 20 to 8, and I'd literally be shooting to work as she was pulling up the road. So she could do the 6:30.
Then I can take him to school. So you've got to be flexible yourself to.
Yeah.
But what I suppose is the motivation, isn't it? You need the motivation to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
But I do think time is a massive excuse for lots of people. But we've all got the time if we want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you started your business, how long ago was that now?
4.5 years ago, December 2020. Yeah.
So I know obviously the time and the stress of starting your own business. So you had a lot going on, I assume, when you first trying to get everything together. So you probably spent a lot of your time obviously trying to focus on getting that up and running, started, the decorating of the waffle shack, etc. Don't know if you can think back to that time, but because obviously you probably spent a lot of your time sorting out, and I know Damo came along to help out as well with you to set up the business. Were you still able to train or make time for yourselves as a family around that time, or did you know you had a lot going on to try and set it up?
I mean, you like to think that you do, but whether you do, it's a different matter. But the thing is, I suppose because your life changes, your priorities change. The priorities was the waffle shack to get that up and running, but I was definitely still exercising as well, because it is really important for me to be a strong person, like physically and mentally. It just runs alongside being able to function as a human, but as a having a business as well. Yeah, I mean, I think when because it was part of lockdown
Mm.
when so we were doing the online stuff. I'm sure we might be able to dig out some videos.
Oh yeah.
So then there was that flexibility with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mentioned that because obviously I've been there as well when you start a business. So literally, I was spending all my time, whole day, just sorting out, getting the gym ready, etc. So it's quite easy to put a lot of things on hold for a moment, which is
Yeah.
okay. But that's where
Yeah.
some people will then struggle to then get out of that because they'll put it on hold and then they'll unable to like unpause it again. Then they'll get in that rut,
Yeah.
not getting back into that routine which they were in
It's
before. So
definitely the routine thing. It's definitely the
yeah,
routine thing. Once you've built it into a routine, but then it's very easy to undo that routine, isn't it? Because if something
absolutely.
comes along that's different and changes,
Yeah.
upsets that routine, then it's easy. Like say, I don't know, maybe you go on holiday or something
hmm
and you get out of the routine, then you come back and think, I can't be bothered. But for me, we would try to do some sort of well, we've tried to do training on holiday before. If there's a gym in a hotel, then we'd use that. However, more recently we've sort of done holidays that have been villas, so you don't have that. But then we're quite active on the holiday, so we always are walking, I don't know, kayaking, whatever it is. There's other things that you can be doing every day
Yeah.
that which you wouldn't be up for those things if you didn't have the energy from doing regular exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, we have done runs and stuff before when we were younger, but I'm not running so much now, and it's too hot normally when we're on holiday to run. But yeah, we'd always do be physically active on holiday, wouldn't we? Doing
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. Yeah, there's always that fear of coming back, but you know that you've got to start somewhere.
I look forward to it now,
So,
though. I wouldn't fear it. I'd be like, I need to go back to the gym.
you know that first session is going to be harder because
Yeah.
you've had the holiday food, drink, and whatever, and if you haven't been exercising as much, but
Yeah.
you've just got to do it, haven't you? And then you're back
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I
That
think
first one.
it's quite easy to put it off when you come back because you feel a bit lethargic and you've enjoyed your holiday.
Yeah.
But I think it's just people having that lower expectation just to make that first step back into the gym or their training routine, set their expectations a bit lower just to get moving again into the habit, and then as soon as you come back, you don't lose much.
Yeah, it's also that thing though
Progress.
that it's not thinking of exercise as being a punishment for something. Like if you're going on a holiday and eating and drinking more than you usually would, you don't need to punish yourself for that. It's all about balance, isn't it?
No, you're
You know,
reward.
having a glass of wine and a
Yeah,
nice meal.
you're nourishing your body by exercise and just you're giving it the self-respect that it deserves,
Yeah,
mentally and physically. So yeah, it should never be a punishment. It should be an honour to be able to move. And
definitely.
it's just a case of optimizing the quality of your life. So
Yeah.
we come to the gym to enhance the quality of life outside the gym. So it shouldn't be a punishment, not at all. So what do you do now to try and make time for yourselves? Like, if you do still enjoy spending time with each other, do you make time to?
Do you know how long we've been married?
Oh no, please say.
Well, we've been together 30 years, but we've been married 10 or 11. 11 this year,
11
I
this
think it is,
year.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Happy
yeah, well,
you?
me, sorry?
We are
Happy?
very happy.
Very happy.
Relationship's a bit like the gym, mate. You have to work at it, don't you? You know. And
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
you do times you can, and it's not. And again, we talk about priorities. I think, with your job, my job, sometimes, and especially when the kids were younger,
You fall down
the
the list,
relationships
don't you?
down
Yeah.
here, and kids, houseworks up there. So
Yeah.
every now and then you have to sort of realize that, don't you? But
Yeah.
we definitely have turned a new chapter because the kids are a certain age now. Like, for example, yesterday they were both out doing their own things and stayed out in the evening and had sleepovers, and so we were able to do
So we
something.
went for a walk, didn't we? And
Yeah.
then had just found a pub and had a drink, and so it's nice. So you get a bit of time back now.
Yeah.
But it is important to prioritize your relationship. But it is something that definitely slips down the list, especially when the children are younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got a paddleboard and kayak as well, haven't we? So we take them out, although we haven't taken them out this year yet, but we do things like that, won't we? It's actually, that's another thing, like talking about adapting, because Damien's job was always shifts up until last September. So he would have like a Tuesday, Wednesday off. So that was really nice because then we'd taken the paddleboard out before and we'd just go and do that on a Tuesday morning and it'd be nice and quiet because no one else is around. But now you're back to Monday to Friday. That's been like a massive like change for us as a family again, because it's a bit like, oh, okay, where's the time?
I didn't actually like it to begin with. I was just like, you know, because I was so used to shifts, it just took a while to adapt to waking up on a Monday at 6:30. I'm thinking that's it now until Friday. You know, but now I'm used to it, and
well, you're just being more flexible with it, aren't you? So you're working earlys or late, so you try and then fit the gym in early or late.
Absolutely. So but it works. That's the main thing. The one thing I always fear is being injured, because I've seen people with different injuries over the years at the gym. And I just think, could you imagine being injured and not being able to come in? What would I do? And thankfully, touch wood, that hasn't happened. So,
depending on the injury, I mean, more. I'll go into an episode about injuries later on, but again, that's like another excuse as such. Obviously, if you're in a coma and you're like, look, you just can't move at all, then obviously
that might be so tricky.
Might let you off. But there's a lot of injuries that you can still like adapt, and that's where we come in to like give you some things that you can do. Obviously, you've seen people, like you said, at the gym with injuries.
Yeah, like Amy. I remember Amy. She got herself, didn't she? And she carried on coming in and working out.
She was in a cast. But like you say, they've got injuries, but you've still seen them in the gym, so they're still doing something. So in terms of making time for you personally, obviously the gym is part of your personal time, I suppose. What do you like to do in your like spare time, or do you try and like give yourself some spare time for you away from the family and together as a family and together as a couple?
Food and drink.
It's food and drink related, really.
Going out.
Going out for something to eat, having a glass of wine. And we've started like go back to see like live music and stuff. So we're going to Brighton next weekend, just the two of us without the children. So we're staying for 2 nights in Brighton, aren't we? Going to see a band and then go and eat. We've got a couple of places we want to go and eat and drink at. So that's the sort of things that we like doing.
We're very lucky. We've got
good
block party at Brighton next weekend. Latitude for the Saturday, the following weekend. And then on the Sunday we're going to Portugal for a week. But I'm coming back early because of Oasis on the Wembley on the 4th.
I think he's hoping you might be able to go so he can have your ticket.
If you can't make it,
so
I'm waiting.
I can't wait. It's my 50th this year. You probably can't tell, but it is.
Yeah, I thought you'd be older than that.
Yeah. So we've got some nice things lined up just to celebrate that. So this is the start of it, really.
Yeah.
So.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm a bit jealous about the Oasis, but hey ho.
Yeah, I have seen a few bits on social media. It does look really good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We won't go into that too much. Well, don't want to get upset.
No.
There's the sort of things we like to do, and it was only last year. I remember it. Probably about a year ago, where we sort of said to the kids, right, kids, what should we do today? And both of them, India and Charlie, had plans.
We were like, what?
And we were like, that was the first time that they both had plans, didn't want to do anything with us. We were happy for them to do their own thing.
Yeah.
We sort of like looked at each other and thought, new chapter, let's go and do something together. And it was rekindle the relationship, if you like.
For one of you.
Well, maybe. So we went kayaking on the River Gipping up near you. Got stuck in some long reeds, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complained about the rubbish.
You complained about the rubbish. You were complaining about bloody rubbish.
Well, it wasn't me putting it in there. I did run past that area the other day, actually, on a little half marathon around there.
Nice.
Yeah. So do you think you've like neglected anything? Like, is there been things that you've wanted to do but you've just felt like you haven't had the time for, like when the kids were a bit younger, or now? Like, would you like to do something that you think you find difficult to make time for?
When the kids were younger, then there were definitely times where
no headspace for yourself. They occupy everything. They leech everything out of you. I mean, I love them, wouldn't change it, but it's hard, isn't it? It's full on. Your kids are young, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is the hardest point. I mean, it's the most rewarding thing ever being a parent. and now they're like teenage years. It's incredible, like the conversations and things that you can have with them. But when they're younger, it's a lot, and you don't have time to think. Sometimes you just feel like you're. Is it like when a swan is like paddling mad underneath, and then
Yeah.
you're trying to remain calm on top? It's a lot, but I
Yeah.
don't think we've neglected.
No, I mean,
I do think it's your relationship that gets neglected
it
the
does.
most.
I think with India, like for Charlie, I was his football coach. I would train during the week, play football on a Saturday, and you start realizing, well, hold on, I'm not spending as much time with my daughter
Yeah.
or time with my son, because we have similar interests. I've taken to football to watch Ipswich, and then
Golf.
I got him into golf. Not that I'm a massive golfer at all, but I'm not very good, but I love playing the game. So he now plays and we go down
Plays
together.
better than you.
He does. But then India, for example, she loves her music. So we went to a concert last year together, or the three of us.
Yeah.
We went to one this year, didn't we?
Yeah. Went to see the script.
And now she's a little bit older. We've got those sort of interests, music. She loves similar music to me. So we're trying to get a few things in the diary for us to go to together. So that's important. Like I say, it is just a new chapter. As they're getting older, they're young adults. Mini adults, aren't they? Especially India.
As they're getting a bit older now, they're young adults. Have they called you out on like, oh, mum, dad, you keep on saying you're too busy, or have they called you out on anything now they're a bit more older, or not?
I don't think so. I think actually what I find is actually India especially, and Charlie's getting that way now, they're really health conscious. I think the new generation coming through have access to a lot more information about health and eating and food. So she's constantly showing me things. Like I've just had to change all our chopping boards from plastic chopping boards to wooden because she was going on about microplastics getting into our foods. She makes those ginger and turmeric shots that we have every morning.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm surprised. Like when I was younger, I don't know if it's maybe our generation, but I don't think we were really that aware of the health things that we are now,
Yeah.
or that engaged in it maybe, but they definitely are, and I don't think that's unique to our children. I think that is something I've definitely noticed, that they are really engaged in healthy lifestyles and healthy eating.
I think there's a lot more out there about being healthier because there's so much more about not being, like there's so much crap out there now in terms of like the foods, the processed foods that we have, the access we have. So I think there's more information to try and educate people to stay away from that sort of thing and go back to how we used to live like 200 years ago.
Totally. She said yesterday, because I said to her, "Oh, we'd just finished work," and I said, "Oh, should we go and get something to eat?" And I sort of said to her, "Oh, we're near McDonald's. Do you want a burger?" And she's like, "No, thanks." She's like, "I'd rather not have anything." But she would rather go to like this cafe, and she was like, "Oh, I love their cheese scones that they make," because she knows they like homemade cheese scones. So she's like, "I'd rather have that than a McDonald's burger." But you're right. Yeah, it's access to information. There's so much out there.
Yeah.
When we were younger as well, there would have just been the gym.
Yeah, not the classes.
Not all the classes.
Yeah, that's true.
That I remember anyway. I remember I used to work at the Felix Leisure Centre, and I do remember the first class coming in. It was something like pump, I think, or something, and then they got I remember the Reebok board steps.
Yeah, the step up thing.
Yeah, step up things, and that's when it started. So that was over sort of 30
But
years ago.
and for me, I think that's a big thing. Is I wouldn't go to the gym if it wasn't for the classes. I need to be told what to do because I just don't want to think. But also, like I find a gym very, very intimidating. Even I've been going to classes for all these years, and I know all the moves, and I, in theory, know what to do in the gym. That's just not for me.
Yeah.
And like that, I've always said that. Like when people speak about the gym, and I, say what I do, I'm always like, it's the classes, and it's the people that take the classes, and the explanation. It might be boring for the instructor to have to say it 55 times, but that for me is what I need.
Yeah. That's why I like to try and keep the options quite open in our gym. Like we obviously have the gym 24/7 option for people to come and do their own thing, the classes, the personal training, small groups, the online programs. So whatever your preferred option of training is, then it's available to you. So if people prefer doing a class or they prefer to work out by themselves, then they got no excuse because that's available to them. So
Yeah.
lovely job. Well, I very much appreciate your time and the prioritising coming onto the pod. And
It's fine.
Well, nice to speak to you.
yeah,
And
likewise.
thank you, thank you, Liam, for what you do, because you've made a massive difference. Certainly for me.
Yeah, for both of our lives, really.
And your team, obviously, but you obviously obviously started this after you, and it must have been, I'm guessing, a huge gamble from your point of view. But hopefully it has paid off, and certainly has grown massively. I mean,
oh yeah.
You think the upstairs room now, or both upstairs rooms, the extra PTs you do. So no, I'm really grateful for what you do. Definitely.
That's very kind. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll drop you a tenner later for saying that. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, the most satisfying thing for me is just to see people like transform their lives and live a healthier, stronger and healthier life. So it gives me satisfaction of people. Seeing the benefits and reaping the rewards. So that's my passion. So it's good to hear. Good to see. Okay, what are you doing for the rest of the day then? This is a Sunday for anyone that's listening. That's recorded. What is the day?
Not that often that this is a new thing really, that I've started to have Sundays off, because I've worked for such a long time at weekends. Our busiest days are Saturdays and Sundays, so I've been prioritising trying to take at least one of those days off, because of, again, like, your life changes, and when your children are at school, they're at school Monday to Friday, so your time with the children, as I say that, and none of them are here. India's upstairs in her bedroom and Charlie's at sleepover, but to try and have some family time at the weekends. But boring. I'm going to do the food shop.
Oh, lovely.
No, it's just, for me, I think
get out of the way.
I have my routines, and I've never been like this until I've got a bit older, but to try to prioritize time for myself, I need to have a routine. So if I go and do the shop today, which isn't normally something I normally do on a Monday morning, that means that I can do the 9:30 class tomorrow morning, and then I can get back from the gym and I can get on and do like my paperwork and my rotas and my wages and everything for work tomorrow. It just means I will actually be able to carve out probably an hour or so for myself tomorrow if I go and do the shop today.
Well organised, smart, clever.
Yeah.
So I invited you to the pod because we thought you lacking time and you got a day off. Look.
Exactly.
But no, it's all about prioritising time, so that's good to hear. So you deserve your rest and your time off. So enjoy your food shop and whatever else you're doing.
Yeah. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you very much for joining us for the first episode.
History. Here we go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you're going to ask me for a couple of tunes for the, I don't know, to play out at the end.
Oh, you can, you can start playing that. I'll give you 5 seconds of a tune, then I'll cancel it.
Well, no, because music's also important for working out, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, what, you're going to introduce him to something new for his playlist?
No, not at all, But yeah, so I just thought, if he asked me about, because I said to him, why don't you have, what's your favourite song at the gym?
Okay.
Which always changes depending on the workout, and obviously songs get updated all the time. So currently, I think I've heard this at the gym. There's a song by MYD called Wizard, and a song called On It Goes by Avalon Emerson. So maybe you can check those two out and maybe fade them into the end of this podcast.
Okay, yeah. I will add an outro little tune, but I might add a little bonus rendition of this as well.
All right.
I'll research it.
Nice.
All right, nice.
All right,
enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the week.
Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's not really going. It's just press.
What a lovely couple they are, aren't they? So just going to finish off with a reality check. So the most common excuse I hear as a gym owner, personal trainers, people don't have the time, they lack the time, which is rubbish. Everyone's got the same amount of time, it's just how you prioritise it. If you choose to work so much within your job, then that's down to you. But I think we have plenty of time within our days and weeks. So just going to break this up. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have 168 hours in a week, so 24 hours times 7, obviously. So let's imagine you work 8 hours a day, standing 9 till 5, that's 8 hours. So 8 of those hours are work, 8 of those hours, let's say, sleep, because sleep is very important, so you want a good 8 hours if possible. So that's 16 hours, that still leaves 8 hours within your day. But let's break that up into a week, because obviously, hopefully, you'll be working not every day. So let's say you work 40 hours a week. Let's say that amount of sleep each day equates to 56 hours of sleep. So that equals 72 hours left within the week that you have. And if people are saying to me they don't have the time to commit to 1 hour's training 3 times a week, which is more than enough, that's 3 hours out of that 72 remaining, so that still leaves 69 hours. So we all have the time, it's how we choose to use it. That's the problem with most people who say time's an excuse or they have work commitments. So yeah, obviously we have other factors in, so obviously we want to still do other things within our time, but we still have plenty of time to do that, hopefully. So obviously cooking might take time, spending time with family, playing sports, obviously training, which is the point we're making here, to make time for your health and well-being, and socials, going to see friends or concerts or whatever it may be. And I'm sure there's other loads of stuff out there that I've missed, but there's just a few options there. But this is just a reality check to see how many hours we have. Even if you worked silly 60 hours a week, that still gives you 52 hours spare left within that week to utilise, okay? So 1 hour of training a week, 3 days a week, just 3 hours is nothing, that's less than 4%. So 1 hour a day is 4% of your day. And if you trained every day, that's 4% of your week, but not many people train every day. So just think about that. There's plenty of time within your week. So it's just how you choose to prioritise it. There's no point living life if we're not enjoying it, embracing it, staying healthy. I know many people opt to try and work hard and graft and not enjoy their work, but they're trying to think for the future and retirement, to then work hard now and then reap the rewards later, but that's not living for me. You want to live in the present. Even better, if you enjoy your work, then you're not really working. I mean, find yourself a job that you enjoy, or a team that you like being around, and then you're enjoying your time more, and if you're enjoying your time, you're enjoying life, and then things become a little bit easier in terms of what decisions you make. So hopefully we'll all be in a happier place based on the decisions you make. So if you are working a ridiculous amount of hours, if you don't enjoy that job and you're spending so many hours in the week doing that work that you hate or dislike, then maybe reassess your decisions of going down a different path. Okay, so it's how we choose to spend our time. We want to try and make it, like I say, there's 8 hours sleep, 8 hours work. If you're hating those 8 hours, that just gives you 8 hours left within that day, which is enough to do training and other things, but it's still a third left out that you're spending 2/3 of your day doing something you dislike, or you're just not aware of it because you're asleep. So yeah, just a reality check that there is plenty of time in the week. It's what you decide to do with it. So think about, do you enjoy your job? What can you do? Is it a sedentary type job where you're sat down most of the day? Are you able to get up and do some movement so you can incorporate some more movement within the day within your work? And then when you prioritise some time to go to the gym, then you've already banked some steps in, or whatever it may be. So yeah, it's all about how you choose to spend your time. So look at this, plenty of hours in the week. I'm sure no one works 116 hours a week because that's physically impossible. Obviously you need to sleep. But yeah, I think there's a lot around now, especially on social media, where it's a cool thing to work really hard, but it's not. It should be the uncool thing now. So you need to back off from the work, and you need to spend a little bit more time prioritising you, your health and well-being, and then you'll be more productive within your work, you'll be more present with your family, enjoy the things that you want to enjoy, and be in a happier, healthier place. So let's all have a look at your week. I'll challenge you to have a look at your week, how you spend your time, what would you like to spend more time doing, and then have a look at what you do and see if you can find that time somewhere. I'm sure you can. And obviously I've not even put watching TV here or watching Netflix, which I'm sure, well, we know millions of people do that. So, you know, instead of binging on a couple of episodes night on Netflix, you could do something a bit more worthwhile, which could fulfill you that a little bit better. So yeah, hopefully that could be helpful. Just so you think about it. It's very simple, but we will have to, you know, the art of being a good coach has to make things quite simple for people to make better decisions. So no need to overcomplicate things. Have a look at your week and then see where you can spend some quality time that fulfills you a little bit better.
Thanks for tuning in to What the Health. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep moving forward.